Hey, this is Scott from Watchuseek, and it's Formula One weekend in Austin, Texas at Circuit of the Americas. In this video, we're going to look at the watch companies that sponsor the individual teams. We'll start with the teams from the lowest to the highest as they stand today in the Constructor Championship. So first up, we have Sauber F1. Sauber has been in the Formula One game for 25 years now, and they are sponsored by the Swiss watch company called ADAX. And this year, ADAX came out with a watch commemorating the 25 years that Sauber's been in F1. This watch is called the ADAX Chrono Rally Sauber F1 Team 25th Anniversary Limited Edition. This case is a 48mm titanium case with that huge oversized pusher at 2. You get a special Sauber F1 team side plate that's limited numbering on the case back. You have the logo for 25 years at the front. You've got a huge date down there at 6. It's water resistant to 100 meters. And the recommended retail price on this is 1,590 euros. So next up we have McLaren Honda. Now last year, 2016, Richard Mille signed a 10-year deal with McLaren Honda. And this year at SIHH, they came out with a doozy of a watch. This is the RM50-03 Tourbillon Split Seconds Chronograph Ultralight McLaren F1. This is the world's lightest Tourbillon Split Seconds chronograph. It only weighs 38 grams. I mean, my SKX weighs 142. This is like nothing. It has a torque indicator on it. The case uses a special material in it called graphene. It's limited to 75 pieces, and if you have to ask, well, it's 1 million Swiss francs. So next up we have Renault, and Renault is sponsored by Bell & Ross. Renault is a French company, and so is Bell & Ross, so I think that's a perfect match. Now, the watches that they have for the Renault team, they have some interesting colors on the dial. And those colors correspond to some of the same colors that are used on a driver's steering wheel. See, the driver in a modern F1 car has to make many adjustments every lap, adjusting the differential, fuel mixture, etc. So by using colors on the steering wheel, it helps the driver find those positions quickly. So Bell & Ross has taken this color concept and applied it to 3 different watches. First up, we have coming in at $6,200, the BR0394, the RS17. This is the smaller of the 3. It comes in at 42 millimeters. It is an automatic mechanical in a ceramic case. Next up, we have the BRX1 chronograph. This is limited to 250 pieces, and this comes in at $24,200. And this is made with a forged carbon and ceramic case. You can see the dial. You have a skeletonized dial, date down at the bottom. And for all you high rollers out there, we have the BRX1 Tourbillon RS17. This guy is limited to 20 pieces and comes in at $175,000 US. And you can see the Tourbillon down there at the 6 o'clock position with the ampersand from the Bell & Ross logo spinning around there. Definitely some colorful designs that really ties into the Renault F1 team. Next up, we have the Haas F1 team, and they are sponsored by Richard Mille. So this is a little odd that a watch company sponsors 2 teams, but I think it really ties back to this guy, Haas F1 driver Romain Grosjean. See, Romain is a brand ambassador for Richard Mille, and you know, it's just a hunch, but when Romain moved over to Haas F1, he brought the watch brand with him. I haven't seen any specific watches for Haas F1, but we have seen this one on his wrist. This is the Richard Mille RM011 Red TPT quartz watch. No, it's not a quartz battery operated watch. It's a mechanical watch, but there is quartz that is used in the case. And what this does is the quartz mixes in with the carbon, and it creates this random pattern that is formed when the 2 materials merge. It is a 60-minute flyback chronograph. It's limited to 50 pieces, and the price is $160,000 US. So here we have the Scuderia Toro Rosso, and they are sponsored by Casio Edifice. Casio used to sponsor the Red Bull, the senior team, but when Red Bull took on Tag Heuer, the junior team Toro Rosso is now sponsored by Casio. And this watch probably makes the most sense for the whole flying around the world F1 circus, because this watch has Bluetooth built in. Yes, it's a quartz watch. It has an app and it can talk to your phone, and it will automatically adjust the time to your local time zone. It has a dual time display, it has a date, the chronograph, it is solar powered, and it has an alarm. This watch comes in at 450 euros. So next we have Williams Martini Racing, and since 2003 they have been sponsored by Oris. Now Oris has a complete lineup, a full collection of watches. There's 6 different models, and let's take a look at a couple of them. First off, we have the Williams Day Date on a bracelet, and this comes in at 1,550 Swiss francs. Next, we have the Williams Chronograph Carbon Fiber Extreme. This is 4,150 Swiss francs. And this guy is the Oris Williams Engine Date. This comes in at 1,500 Swiss francs. So compared to some of the other watches we've looked at, the Oris watches are very reasonably priced for what you get, giving Williams fans a really nice option for some timepieces. So next we have Sahara Force India, and they are not sponsored by a watch company. In the past they were sponsored by TW Steel, but I did some digging around, and one of their sponsors, Alpine Stars, who makes their race leathers, they make some watches. Who knew? This is the Alpine Stars Tech Watch 3H. It's a 45mm PVD black case. It's a 3-hand watch. The leather on it looks exceptional because, you know, Alpine Stars is a leather company. This retails for $200 US. So next we have Red Bull Racing, and they are sponsored by Tag Heuer. And interesting, Red Bull was upset with Renault on the engine development, so Red Bull branded their engine this year a Tag Heuer. Go figure. The watch that we have here is the Tag Heuer Carrera Caliber Heuer 01. This is the Red Bull Racing Special Edition, and it comes in at $5,950. Another Tag Heuer watch honors the Red Bull driver Max Verstappen. See, Max is the youngest driver ever to win a Formula One race. He won it when he was only 18 years old. So you can see the tachymeter scale on the outside. 18 is in orange, and there's a lot of orange accents, and orange is the color of the Dutch royal family. There's some special engraving on the back, so congratulations to Max Verstappen for winning at 18 years old. So next up we have Scuderia Ferrari, and they are sponsored by Hublot. So I'm not normally an Hublot fan, but this year at Basel World they introduced the Tech Frame Ferrari Tourbillon Chronograph Carbon, and I kind of really liked it. It's a single pusher for a stop-start. That's that red button on the side. It is made out of carbon fiber. They also make a titanium and a gold if you're a high roller. It has a really cool, quick strap changing system. It has 115 hours of power reserve. I think this watch really ties in watchmaking, high-tech watchmaking, with the high-tech world of Formula One. So the carbon version of this watch comes in at $137,000. So next we have AMG Petronas Motorsport, and they are sponsored by IWC. They have been sponsored by IWC since 2013, and last year there was specific watches for each of their drivers, Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton. Now that the Ingenieur line has changed its shape, there hasn't been anything specific for each driver like we saw in the past. So I thought I'd pick out this model. This is the Titanium Special Edition Ingenieur Chronograph Sport Edition, 50th anniversary of Mercedes-AMG. I really like the design of this watch, especially the sub-register at 12 that has the hours and the minutes for the chronograph function. On the back of the watch, you can see through the sapphire crystal the soft iron cage that is drilled to resemble a brake disc. Not sure why you'd want to drill through your anti-magnetic cage. The Ingenieur Chronograph Sport Edition 50th Anniversary Mercedes-AMG watch is a limited edition of 250 pieces, and it retails for $11,800. So next we have the official timepiece of Formula One, and that is Rolex. So when you go to an F1 race, there are these clocks all around the grandstand area, and they're of course Rolex. All along the track, going across the track, is branding from Rolex. The official clock that everybody sees on TV at the start of the race is Rolex, and the championship winner of the series gets a Rolex Daytona. Hey, thanks for watching this brief overview of watch brands and how they're tied into the different F1 teams. And I think it's really interesting to think back on how important mechanical timepieces were to the development of motor racing. You had to know how fast you were going in order to improve your time. So maybe these mechanical race-inspired watches will never get used to time a race car around a track, but perhaps if it's on your wrist and you're stuck at work on a busy afternoon, it may provoke a little daydream of what it might have been like to be a Formula One driver. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave comments below. And thanks for watching.